Welcome back to our dollhouse. I'm Miss. Today is PSR Friday. We wear pink, we do spa, we read a book I recommend. So come along and let's do our slumber party, block party. Grab your pink champagne and here's your reading. Okay, so this is going to be another reading on Nic and Olandria, but I want to dive deep a little bit more on Nic. Okay, so I asked So for this reading, I'm using the Mu Sigma Zeta virtual tarot deck. So one of the things I ask is, how does Nic feel about being rejected from Clark? Now, if you watched the episode, you realize that Clark was initially trying to go to Taylor, because I just start watching this stuff now. Um, I just wanted to get like real background of everything, like, okay, because Nic said something very interesting, and I just want to make this very clear. It was just a little weird to me. He said that he doesn't find Clark attractive, but it's just a little weird to me that he would say something like that. But in the same breath, when she went to go kiss Sierra and she said, I'm just sitting on you, but I don't want you, Nic. I want Sierra. And then he leaned over to try to kiss Clark. And I know some of you who are watching this right now, tuning in, you're probably saying, like, oh, he was just playing. He was just playing. He doesn't really mean anything by it. Okay, I get that. But hear me out. I wanted to know, why would he want Clark to kiss him when he said he didn't find her attractive? And pretty much, let's be completely honest, let's be very honest with ourselves. If he was always chasing certain group of women, Nic was chasing every flavor of vanilla, even the adjacent women of it, which is the Sierra. And Sierra's skin tone is not that far from a Clark. That being said, if he find all those women attractive, and mind you, all those women pursued Nic, just like Olandria. Olandria pursued Nic. All the other girls were not trying to kiss Nic, but Olandria, she was the first one that started, right? Even Bella didn't kiss Nic. It was Olandria. She kissed Nic and she made an impression on him. Okay. So why all of a sudden now, once it gets to the light skinned black girl, he's suddenly saying that she's not? Come on. BS. Um, and if you know anything about Pisces men, you know that Pisces men, their egos get bruised very easily, and they like first impressions, and like that makes them feel all giddy inside. So, and that's what we see right here with Nic. Um, why when it got to Clark, it's not that same vibe, but he clearly wanted. I mean, he's a Pisces man, and Pisces men, they tend to like, they feel slighted when you slight them, like when you don't choose them. Anyway, so what I asked with the cards, um, did Nic feel some kind of way? And the cards say yes, he felt some kind of way being rejected from Clark. He did not like that Clark rejected him like that. With Clark, I asked how did she feel about Nic. She's more but it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like it seems like Clark don't really want to be like, she don't want to come off like a mean girl. And I'm like, I really have to pull it out. I'm like, like just say what's on your mind. And Clark is like, it is what it is. I then was like, okay, Clark, be honest. How do you feel about him? I think she finds him attractive, but not to the point where she wants to be with him. Also, what I also found out too, what I noticed is that Clark and the other girls have their own like feel about the whole NicOlandria. And I'm going to get into that. Next, I asked the fan base, like of Nic and Olandria, do they push Olandria because she have a darker skin tone? And the fan base was very like vague with it. They were like, no, that's not why. That's not why. And then I asked in another way. I said, like, okay, so if Nic and Olandria was no longer like, if there wasn't a thing, would you guys go as hard as Olandria, like for Olandria? And it's like the cardsome that came out was like, oh well, yeah, but it was like a weak card, like a weak leader card. Like they would like maybe in a week they would leave her. Pretty much is what I'm saying. They would they would support a little bit, but not that much. Something is coming to me and saying Shelly is the real star. Something is saying that. Okay. I can't talk too much about Shelly because she's protected. Shelly have ancestors that actually protect her. Like Shelly's that girl. So I will have to get permission to like really, really go in deep. But what I can say about Shelly is Shelly got this special aura over her. Before I start watching this and I just saw Shelly, I was like, oh, you got ancestors watching you and they're protecting you. And I see it in her. Did you notice Shelly was getting like, she was getting axed out from left to right. Every guy that came in there, it didn't matter the race, like the Asian guy, like the black guy, the tall one, the short one, the light one, the biracial one, like they were all chasing Shelly, you know. But before I even start watching this, and I saw her in an interview, I was like, wow. Or I even saw her like there's something very special and over her, and I believe I don't know if she's born in the islands, but she have island descent, you know? But she have ancestors that watches over her. I'm not gonna talk too much about that, but yeah. Um, and I do feel like Orlandria, she hanged out around Shelly a lot, and I felt like everything that Shelly was doing, she was trying to mirror it like a mirror. But Shelly have this aura over her, and that's because of her ancestors that watches over her. Next, I want to move on. Next, what I have asked is if Olandria was light skin or the safe skin tone black girl who date within the IR community, would she gotten so much like love from her fan base, her new form fan base, right? And the cards of what I picked that came out was to sum it all up, no. They would have um they wouldn't have supported as much, but I do remember this. It was the 9 of Cups, and it wasn't in reverse. So they would have liked it that he picked a woman that of black descent. However, it wouldn't have been to this magnitude. Okay. The next question that I asked about Nic and Lorandria is, will they ever get engaged? Now, what came out in the cards was yes, if planned right. Yes, mm, if it was for like a bag of some sort. Like it would have to make sense for them, you know? And I know people always would say, like, leaving a comment in the dollhouse mailbox, they'll say something like, I just don't see Lorandria being that type of person to want to like just pretend to be with a guy for like fame and stuff like that. My dear, do you not realize they went on a TV show to find a man, to find a love, to find a somebody? Okay? I know someone would say, like, oh, well, she was like close in her 30s. Yeah, and she also had double digit intimate partners. Let that sink in for a second. That means that a woman who had that much intimate partners also in her heart would be more willing to do that. I mean, come on. And I know people will be like, well, Bella only had one. Yeah, Bella had one partner. And if I was Bella, I would have, as soon as that, what was he, a British guy? As soon as he came in, I would have put all my cookies in that one. Well, not literally cookies, but you know what I mean. But shout out to Bella, saying that she had one. Shout out to you, Bella. I respect you very much. Just saying. So where anybody be like, oh, I can't see a woman could do a lot of things for a bag and money. Come on. Let's not sit here and pretend that Lorandria is not listening to no City Girls. Real life, get up, bye, baby. Stripes on my, we call it. I'm trying not to be like, I'm not a cursey type of person. Okay, I write cursive, but I'm not a cursey type of person. But listen, um, a woman is willing to do anything for a bag and to have a look, so she have other options to come her way. So let's just take that. I hate when I'm going to say something very blunt here. I hate when women say a man will touch anything that moves, which is not true. Because a man could turn around and say a woman will put anything in her that vibrates. Hmm. Child. Now, don't get in your feelings, but it's the truth. The same human nature is human nature. Same way you could talk about a man, the same way that man could turn around and talk about you. So that's that. Moving on, the next question that I asked about Nick and Olandria, but mainly about Nick, is will Nick get a villain moment? Now, let me fix my posture when I say this, because it's not going to happen right away. Okay? It's not going to happen right away. This will be in the near future. And if it does happen right away, it'll be like in the next few months, but the near future. But there'll be like romance out of it. There'll be like, I feel like I feel like they have a team by now. They got like a big team. He might even like have a team of lawyers, long term security. This might cause them to break up. Yeah, a fall from grace indeed. Because whatever this is, I feel like they can overcome it, but Lorandria is gonna have to be a ride or die. And there's nothing wrong with being a ride or die, but the problem is a lot of a lot of women with certain hues only want to be a ride or die for men that is their male counterpart. Not every woman is going to be like Mildred Lovin and be a ride or die for her man. Because even after when Richard Lovin passed, Mildred Lovin hold down that front. She hold that down, and I will always respect her for that and the legacy that she built for the IR community. So Lorandria will have to hold it down, but I don't know if she will. I think once it start to get to a point where it's making her look crazy out there in them streets, she's gonna like switch up and be like, no, I gotta go. That's the vibe that I'm getting. Okay, so I want to also ask, and I did, how does Taylor feel about their relationship? Taylor is happy. Taylor is like the Ace of Cups. It's like, girl, go get your new love. Long as it's not me. Listen, Taylor is just happy that like Lorandria found somebody and he found somebody. Taylor is really not the bad guy like you think he is. Taylor is like, I'm glad. Oh my gosh. I went, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I was going to talk and then like a country accent was going to come out. I'm just glad that she happy that she found somebody. Like, oh my God. Like, literally, like this weird country accent, like, was going to come out. And he said, like, I'm just happy. I think people don't realize that, like, Taylor is really a really good guy. He just couldn't fake, like, he was trying to suppress how he felt about Clark, and you can even go back and look at his body language. Like I said, I've been watching this lately now just to kind of get the gist of everything. But I was watching his body language, and he was trying to pick Coco, that girl Coco, because he was so attracted to Clark. It made him uncomfortable. And he was trying so hard not to look at her and like leaning close to her. Oh my gosh, go back and watch that. And and he just couldn't help it anymore. After he spent like the first few nights of sleeping with her and smelling her and oh her skin is really soft to him. Like if he can get a chance to try to like touch Clark, he'll do the simplest little thing because he likes how she smells. Okay, okay, Taylor, this is not your reading. But yeah, Taylor's just happy that Olandria is happy that she found somebody. Like he's not a bad person like you guys think he is. I know you guys would try to like go out there to try to make it seem like he's a bad person and make these outlandish rumors about him, but I like when I asked him about that was the first thing. He didn't care about this, he didn't care about that. He was just like, like I'm glad she's happy. I'm glad she's with someone. I'm glad she found someone. Yes. Um Ace. Ace is kind of like it is what it is, man. I asked you, Ace. I asked Ace. What do you feel about Lorandria and Nick? Ah, it is what it is, man. They're in love. They're in love. But I also feel like Ace don't really want to like come out and say how he really feel. Like he feel like it's kind of like showy, like show tuny. Like it's kind of like stage. But you know, some want to say like something want me to say that like, well, that's my dog, that's my man, that's my friend, that's my bud. I don't have no issues with him or her, Olandria. So it is what it is, man. Like that's what he keeps on saying. You know. Now with Shelly. Now I've said Shelly have her own, her ancestors. They watch over her and all that stuff and more. But Shelly have like a disconnect with Olandria at this moment. And Shelly really wanted to like just start talking. I was like, oh girl, I don't want your ancestors to come after me. Like, calm down a little bit. And she's like, she really like how she feels about their relationship. If she gets mad enough and she feel like somebody not really her girl and a lot will be exposed. Okay? How she feels. But that's about it. I don't want to go too much. Um as for Sierra, I gotta talk about it. Sierra wanted to do a lot. Sierra, you were doing a lot. So come in here, Sierra. Come and do your little two steps, okay? You gave him your goodies and all, okay? You hit him with the from here we ride slow. Okay, Sierra, you hit him with that goodies, and then he was like, mm-hmm. He hit you with the mm-hmm. I'm sorry, Sierra, but come in here, baby girl. Now, let me tell you what Sierra, she got the 9 of Pentacles in reverse, guarded, workaholic. She throwing herself into like work right now. She's like, she probably even saying like, you guys, do you're hustling and grinding. She do have a little enviness and jealousy. Deals that Sierra was supposed to get, like brand deals and stuff like that. Because I think a lot of them was supposed to like get their own individual like little clout or whatever it may be once they came out of here. And she didn't get it. I also get a sense people like her clothes. They like the way she does her hair, her bow chic. Mm. And girl, that's what happened. Like, I also get a sense like she feels like, well, I said some things, but he have something going around that he said too, which is Nick. Why wasn't he? Girl, that's another story. And I didn't ask why she's not gonna go to the reunion, but I feel like I already have the answer. And I don't know if I should say. So let's just leave it to that. She also feels like their family, their family seem to like each other, and that is very a privilege for families to like each other. And she kind of feels salty that his mom didn't really gravitate to her and she doesn't really know her. She wants them to break up. Sierra, that is. She wants them to break up. Mhm. Also, brace yourself, child. She wants to be close with Nick again. Olandria, you better not make that happen. Olandria knows not to make that happen. I asked her. She's like, "Oof, nope, not on my watch." So Sierra is trying to get back with Nick. She likes him. If she says no, I respect their union. Yada, she's lying. Come in close. She's lying. And this is all alleged. This is all for entertainment purposes. But no, if she had an opportunity, she wants to do some sex magic on him. She want to put down that goodies again. She said she really want to put it down this time. Girl, if you couldn't put it down the first time, girl, if you couldn't put it down the first two times, how you think you're gonna put it down for the third time, child? Maybe the third time the charm. I'm sorry, baby girl, but my dear, no, because I see the devil in reverse. Yes. Oh, and you know what? She can't get his juices off of her. Like she still get aroused by him, his scent, his she could smell him. She can I don't know, she's a very like artsy type of girl. Even how she talks and she do that. I'm not mocking her. I'm literally mirroring how she's like feeling like I can't believe. She gives me very much Drew Barrymore. Or maybe you need a talk show and just like talk there on the talk show. Maybe she'll be on Drew Barrymore. Maybe she'll talk her side. Maybe she's trying to like see if she could go on a talk show and talk. But yeah, she is girl, she wants Nick back. She wants him. She's unhappy and she's feeling very like she feels like the situation just seemed very arrogant. Okay, Sierra. All right. Bye bye, girl. That's like too much information right now. Yeah, let's see. Okay, she wants me to add this one last thing. If she was to do it with him again, boing, it would only to be to I don't know, I feel like she wants like like I'm hearing baby, family. I want that, because I think she really, really genuinely liked this guy. Do we really know what really led Sierra to really want to go on Love Island? Was it really love? I asked if like NicOlandria fan base. I don't know if I had said this, but I did ask about NicOlandria fan base if they break up. How would they feel? And the fan base will be ready for Olandria to get a new love. Some of them will be in conflict and rival. Like, oh, I feel like they have a lot of rival in the other girls, whether it's Shelly, whether it's Huda, whether it's Sierra, and they will also like be tied. Some of the fan base really generally like them together, and then some of them just like Nick. A few proportion of them just like Nick, and then some of them just like Orlandria, but Nick is like the icing on the cake. So they will be hopeful for them to get back together and a renewal, but they will also have like a lot of disappointment. Very, very, very much disappointing. Pra, 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 pra. I'm disappointed, is what they'll say. Okay. Trash talking that a lot of the women will talk about with Nick. Mainly those who share the same skin tone as Olandria. They will feel like, well, damn. We stood up for you. We stood by you, and then this is what you do. You know, they will probably want to hear him out, and then see if they can get past this, and see if him and Lolandria can get past this. And then some of them would just be like, "F you." Some of them would just be like very ruthless, like, "Ooh, how dare you? Like, we don't like you now." They will be beating him over the head. I'm getting a sense of like the 9 of Wands and the 7 of Wands. So they might even be coming at him on social media. Okay, I asked, does Nick really want black passing biracial children? He have some lack of confidence and self-doubt. However, if the child is like aesthetically what he would want, he definitely want them to have his eye color and be aesthetically good looking. You can't knock a Caucasian man of wanting some traits of his phenotype on a child. So, and that's just ridiculous because even when they're in a relationship with a Caucasian woman, they want those type of things, you know? Um and what I mean by ridiculous is it's ridiculous for any of you who think that he shouldn't want that. Um and of course he might say something completely different, you know, give PR answers, but I'm reading what's accurate. I'm getting a sense that if they were to have a child, he would like to have a boy, a son. He'd be more focused on the physical health and the strength and the potential growth, you know, financial growth, and also the value that they will place on that child. Oh my gosh, he gives very PR answers. So, moving on. A painful ending of some sort, nostalgic. So what I'm picking up with the painful ending and something nostalgic is he will have to let go of feeling that his image of what he would want in his future kids might not be that with Olandria. And that's just that. You know, take it for what. I also asked, is this relationship, Nick and Olandria, is it beneficial for the IR community? And what came out was only if it leads to marriage. So for some of you who probably saying like, oh, she could be a little cold to like talk the way that she's talking about with them and blah 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 blah. By the end of the day, I'm more focused on the community that I stand proud in, legally married in, my dear, and have a beautiful child in, my dear. So I'm going to speak and speak the truth and what the cards are revealing in front of me. So the last question that I ask is, what is going to be the next scandal outbreak when it comes to Nick and Olandria, but mainly Nick? What is going to be the next scandal out there? Okay, so what I'm picking up is the next scandal outbreak. It's going to be a lot of gossip. It's going to be a lot of gossip. It's going to be brewing a little more and more and more and more. It's going to be heavy on the brain. Everyone's going to be talking about this. Plans falling apart, lack of planning. They're not going to see this coming. And for people on their team, they actually do have a team. Did I mention that before? They actually have a small team, but it's growing by the second, where people are going to be contacting them and be like, hey, we can actually help you. Like, we can like do this and do that. You know, we could be a part of your team. We can help you manage what's going on right now. Transitioning. They're going to have to be moving on from the situation. This is going to give them sleepless nights because I feel like they're building their brands together. Olandria and Nick are building their brands together. They're merging their brands together. So for some of you, I noticed a lot of you women out there, you're like, oh, I'm just here for Olandria. Bull. Okay? Bull. God bless you. Because they know that they're a package team and you know that they're a package team. So money is on the line with them. I don't know if the fans did this or like I don't know if the fans did this AI thing or that's actually allegedly, I'm not quite sure. They have like a Calvin Klein ad. So, that being said, they're in an ad together. Yeah, they're emerging their brands. A lot of delays, frustrating, hot temper, lack of self-control. Whew, take, you know, isolation, feeling lonely, new beginnings. So this scandal is gonna have Nick in a frenzy. It's gonna have even Olandria in a frenzy. They're leaving home. Maybe they're gonna have to go somewhere and retreat. Like, is a snake in their camp? I'm telling you, there when a scandal break, it's going to be very. It's going to be like there's a snake in their camp, or even possibly friends or family, someone who they thought they could trust. A lot of burdens. They're going to have a lot of burdens, financial loss, poor investment. I get I get the two of swords in reverse. Time to make a move. Now, if you know anything about the two of swords in reverse, it's like when it's upright, it's like the swords is over the head, but when it's like reverse, it's like you about to cut off your neck. Sometimes you just look at the vision of the card. Yeah, the Hermit card came out too. A wolf, a big bad wolf, big bad wolf. Uh, The Hermit card in reverse. You know, he's gonna feel like I don't know. I don't even know if I can go outside right now. So many people have an issue with me. They're gonna have to try to keep the float with their relationship. Number 15 came out. Number 33 came out. These could be significant days for them. Concern. I see an older man concerned. Maybe his father. Maybe this could put a weight on him or his family. Maybe he could be going through difficult times when this happened. Maybe it could be something about his parents. Or maybe this could be production saying, like, oh, damn, what are we going to do? Yeah. Very soon, they're going to have to clearly decide what they're going to do. Stay with each other or what? Make an effort, make a move. Great love is worth taking steps for. No need to worry. No need to worry. They're going to come out of this. But within the next few weeks, so in the next few weeks, there might be more scandals that's just going to be emerging slowly here and there. It could be just one scandal, or multiple scandals keep coming out, or whatever it may be. So, yes, that is the end of the reading. And like I always do before we go, next time. Feel free to drop your comments down below in our dollhouse mailbox. If you have another house meeting topic that you would like us to go over, or you enjoy this house meeting topic and you want to add to it by just leaving a comment, feel free to do just that by dropping your comments down below in our dollhouse mailbox. Before we close this house meeting, may we all please stand to recite our daily affirmation. We are worthy sisterhood of Mu Sigma Zeta. We stand proudly in the IR community. We receive abundance daily. We are irresistibly desirable always. We love outwards and receive love inwards. We do not decenter from men. However, strategize to get ring on finger from them. We receive all universe blessings. Our swirler pretty privilege. Open all possible doors. So it be. Say I. Sling, 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 sling. And remember, they're pretty too. But we're swirler pretty. Like and subscribe. Later, Slayers.